Time to rob a stagecoach. Alright, we're about to start planking the bulwarks.
The boat in there. Voila. So, round 2 of cutting the bulwark planks. It's not the prettiest day, but it's not raining, and it's actually surprisingly really warm, so might be the perfect day to cut all of these guys. We got a couple more boards because we decided we had a couple spaces where we were gonna put 8-footers, but the longer the wood is, the easier it is to bend, so we've decided to just save those maybe for the transom pieces and or some of the deck planking. So we got a couple more boards, this second stack here. So we've got all 3 steps to do on those boards. I think we've got like 8 or 9, something like that. And then we've got the one cut to get all of the stuff we did the other day down to 1 inch thick. It's all pretty wet from the rain, but hopefully next week we'll get some sunny days and they'll dry out just fine. I think
we're about to look really cool.
Yeah, these are really awesome but extremely dorky, so it's perfect for me.
You know, so much better than getting eyes full of sawdust constantly, so whatever. Time to rob the stagecoach.
Alright, so now we've got everything down to 3-inch wide planks. So one last run on everything to get it down to just 1 inch thick. We're back at it today, and Garrett is kind of rough sanding up the stanchions now. The epoxy looks like it's dried up really nicely. Yeah, so we're about ready to put in these 4, and then after the compound's on there, dry for the day, planks up tomorrow. And the sky outside is just, it's incredible.
Alright, here's way up forward, putting in the last set of bulwark stanchions up here. Here's the stem, and here's the stanchion. It's pretty tight.
so these guys are in, port, starboard. So now we're gonna do the aft ones, but the next step will be hammering in the cotton and then taping them off to put in the Sikaflex caulking compound. Port, starboard. Port and starboard. Alright, here we go. Coming down. Downward dog into whatever that pose is called. And whatever that one's called.
My leg is numb. It's all tingly. Good from here, you don't have to hold it anymore.
So we're done?
Mm-hmm. Well, at least with this stage.
Yeah.
Now I just have to get my caulking irons, mallet, cotton, and then caulk around the stanchions with cotton and go around it with the Sikaflex.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cotton?
Thank you.
You're doubling them up?
Yeah. Just because these are big old massive seams to fill.
Yeah.
And since it's caulking it, you know, with plywood, and the plywood's not really going to expand and contract like a solid wood plank would. So I'm caulking them really, really tight from the get-go because I'm not really expecting them to swell up all that much, you know?
Got it.
Be watertight again. Well, let's just bring all the 20s and well, we're gonna get like the entire thing done like today.
Totally.
So.
Yeah. Truck's loaded.
Very cool. Got all the lumber loaded up, and now we just need to go get screws. Screws, we got more clamps at Harbor Freight the other day. You get some more varnish to mix up some more boat soup, and heat up some more pine tar, mix up a good slop, so we can get these things coated once we get them on the boat.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Alright, we're about to start planking the bulwark, so super stoked about that. We spent a few days milling up all of our material at Ruth's parents' house. They were kind enough to let us use their side yard. But we should have enough material now, and yesterday we put in the 4 new stanchions, so that's all done. Yeah, all that's left is I'm gonna take a bunch of these little pieces and cut them into little blocks, and those I'll just kind of put a little square at each stanchion when we're clamping the planking on. That'll just kind of set the height of the planking above the deck so the water can shed out, and then keep our shear nice and even all the way through. All right, let's get to it. That can't be.
What's it say, 6?
9. I'll get maybe more accurate. 8.5.
You could be right. I mean, it's been another like 4 days or something since we cut them.
12.
And they were kind of basically going in half. That's pretty darn good.
Wow. 8.5, 8.6. Like, that's dry.
That's
pretty
really
awesome.
dry. So what did we start with?
We started with 20, like 23%. That's pretty much what most, it was actually, it ranged from like 16% to 23%. But most of them were at least like 18, 19 moisture. We cut them from, 2x8s, 2x10s, 2x12s, 2x6s, and we cut them down all the way to like just under 3 inches wide, and then 1 inch thick, and then we stick and stacked them, and had some nice sunny days, some rainy days, but had nice air circulation and some good warm weather. And after a couple weeks, I don't know how long it's been, but well, it's been stick and stacked for a little while, and cut down to 3 inches and stacked again, sitting for a while, and then cut down to 1 inch, stacked again. So the moisture level has gone down significantly.
And really quick.
Yeah, I didn't think it would dry this fast. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So I was expecting, with using green lumber, I'd expect when we cut it down this small, it would dry out a good amount, but not that much. And so I was expecting when we plank the bulwarks that they'd continue to dry, and we just get little gaps between the planks, and then run a little bead of something along the gaps later on just to close them up. But I still expect it'll open up a little bit, but probably not that much.
Got our 2 piles of clamps and our little spacer blocks.
I'm gonna have you down on this end.
Okay.
Pull up. much.
Is it high enough off the deck?
I like it. I wouldn't want it any higher.
Are we going to be feeding lines underneath it at all?
No.
No?
No.
So it's just for water shedding?
Yeah. This is a solid, like 5/8 inch line. And it can slip past under.
Yeah.
So if we keep it there, we can do the next run with the 16.
Yeah. So just to be safe, we're gonna get actual tally on what we've got, because we haven't done that after our new run. So we've got 20s, 16s, 14s, 12s, 10, and 8. You want to read it off? So we've got 2 for 20s down there.
8 more 20s.
That's 10 total. That's pretty good. That's more than I thought.
14 16s.
Okay. 5 14. Any 12s up there?
Yep. 2 4 12s. We're gonna have to keep all of our long runs on the bow, and even if it's multiple 20s and 16s, we might end up just having to cut them down to 18s or 14s just to stagger.
With our second material run, we had plenty of long lengths to choose from, minimizing our number of butt joints.
Oh yeah.
And the little gap there, the butt joint, it'll all fill in and disappear once we put a few layers of slop on it. So, not too worried about that.
Right on. So we've measured twice, and we're just letting that second plank kind of hang out, take the shape a little bit.
I'll loosen things up some, and then I'm just gonna give it a few taps, get this butt more centered on the frame.
So the first run, we wanted to do it in one go, so we made sure that that line is perfectly even. That's what sets the line for everything else. So as we start to add more runs in and stagger the butts, now we can just put one plank on at a time and clamp it down to our first run and then slowly get it in. Yeah, it's going pretty good.
I believe we're putting bulwarks on the boat. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty stoked about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. And they're going up so smoothly.
So nice, like once you get that first run, it's just a breeze because you can just clamp to that run. Your shear's already set.